Welcome to Catholic Views. I'm your host, Renee Kranz. Today on the show, I will have Father Scott Trainer in the studio with me to talk about Lent. And he has lots of great things to say whenever he's here, so I hope you'll stick around for that. First, we have Dr. Chris Bergwald here for Biblical Bites with Dr. B.
Dr. P. We still need that theme. I'm waiting on the ditty.
Bill? Diddy. Please.
Diddy something. Biblical Bites with Dr. B. We are going to be talking about the first reading and the gospel for today.
Oh, both. Okay.
The first
we only
reading,
have like 4 minutes.
I know. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, this is from the book of Leviticus,
okay,
which we'll be talking about on ignition soon.
Yes.
If someone has on his skin a scab or a pustule or blotch, which appears to be the sore of leprosy, he shall be brought to Aaron the priest, or to one of the priests among his descendants. If the man is leprous and unclean, the priest shall declare him unclean by reason of the sore on his head. And we go on from there. The one who bears the sore of leprosy shall keep his garments rent and his head bare, and shall muffle his beard. He shall cry out, unclean, unclean. As long as the sore is on him, he shall declare himself unclean, since he is in fact unclean. He shall dwell apart, making his abode outside the camp. The gospel from Mark: a leper came to Jesus and, kneeling down, begged him and said, if you wish, you can make me clean. Moved with pity, he stretched out his hand, touched him, and said to him, I do will it, be made clean. The leprosy left him immediately, and he was made clean. Then, warning him sternly, he dismissed him at once. Tells him to go see the priest. After the cleansing prescribed, there will be proof for them. What's the deal with leprosy, Renee?
It was seen as, I'm probably going to say it's
unclean, apparently.
Thank you, Bill.
Thanks, Bill.
It's exactly what I
Right.
needed. Well, it's not the same as ritually unclean, right?
It includes ritual impurity.
Right. So I suppose it was seen as something evil.
What's leprosy?
It's a skin ail. It's really contagious. I know that.
It's a skin ailment. It's really contagious. Yeah, a disease. I mean, so leprosy in the proper sense, like it's where your skin will start to like
flake off.
Yeah, flake.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's now modern science, modern medicine, we're able to treat it. Mm-hmm. So it's not. But even Saint Damien of Molokai, Father Damien of Molokai, mm-hmm. the Belgian priest who he ministered to the Hawaiian Islands. Yeah. They had a leper colony where literally because, as you said, it's so
very
contagious.
Yeah.
Now, the Old Testament, Leviticus, and the Gospels for that matter, leprosy was not just that specific disease. It's also, it's basically more of an umbrella term for any sort of skin as you said, skin ailment or disease, because they didn't necessarily know which ailment or disease it was.
Sure.
If you had any of
eczema,
any scab or pustule or blotch, which could be the sore of leprosy, you were brought to the priest, and then you lived outside because it was such a contagious disease. Sure. What does Jesus do in the gospel? So they're supposed to run around, as Bill helpfully demonstrated for us, unclean, unclean. So stay away. I don't want you to get, you don't want to get this disease that I have. What does Jesus do?
He was
with
not
the
afraid.
leper?
Or maybe that's not the right way to say it, but he touched him.
He touched him.
Yeah.
So Jesus could have said, I do will it, be made clean.
Without touching him.
Without touching him. But he enters into the man's pain. Right. His suffering. Literally, he touches the man, and he didn't do that. Or didn't need to do that. Right. So so with this literal physical ailment, Jesus is showing how he desires to enter into our pain and suffering. He doesn't stand off from afar. He is near to us, even though we don't feel him physically touching us the way this leper did. We can know and have confidence and trust that Jesus heals us as well.
A great way to start our Lent show. Thanks, Dr. B.
You bet.